life is actually so short. You know that if you live to 80 years old, you spent one third of your life sleeping. This is actually on Google. One third of your life sleeping, which means 26 years of sleeping. Your life is actually short. When you think about how much time you spend at work, and then how much time you spend sleeping, and how much time you spend eating and doing these kinds of things, the actual time you have free to yourself, which is just your own time, is so limited. And people want to waste it on social media, or people want to waste it in arguments, or people want to waste it on nonsense, when that time is actually critical. And this is what I mean by life is short, and you have to actually try and enjoy your life. So, pick a hobby, pick things that you enjoy doing and enjoy doing them. Same like me, I'm making this YouTube video right now just because I think that it's cool to like talk about, my life, and talk about like things that I enjoy. And like I said, for me in my life, I told you I grew up in London. I was born in East London, I lived in West London. And, I've lived in the UK, I've lived in Germany, and I've actually lived abroad in some other countries as well. South Africa, lived in Cape Town for a bit, but I don't speak Afrikaans, but I lived in Cape Town for a bit. But my point is that, like, my life, I've actually traveled around and done some kind of cool things, in my opinion. I've done some cool things, some other things I want to do as well. But my point is that, it's really cool to just try and like experience new things and go new places and like talk to different kinds of people. And like I said, the reason I post on YouTube is because I find it fun, and I actually like gaming, and I like making content. I've done this even when I was a little kid. If you actually scroll down to like old videos, I don't know when I was a kid, but my point is that in life is really short, and you really got to look at like spending the most amount of time doing things that you enjoy, because at the end of the day in your life, when you get old, you don't want to then look at life like, oh, I wish I did this, or I wish I did that, or I wish I went for the job I wanted to go for. I wish, I traveled that, I climbed that mountain, for example. Like, if you're young and you have the time, go and do it. You know what I mean? Even if you're in your 30s or 40s, like, you still have time to actually go and do it. And obviously, if your health is in the right condition, and that's fine. But I think that, looking after your health and looking after your like presence of what you want in life, and going for what you want to go for, is always the best thing. And I just think that people like spend all this time wasting on the wrong things, and wasting on arguments, and wasting on like having petty conversations or political conversations, or things that they can't even control. Like, at the end of the day, whatever country and whoever the president is, you can't control that. Whoever the person in power is, or how much your rent is next month, or whatever, there's certain things that you can't control. So you got to look at what you can control, and your mind and your presence and what you enjoy doing is always better. And it's funny, because there's even like guys on the internet who've literally made careers out of their skills, and there's people who've made careers out of doing things that they really enjoy doing. And I just think that that's really cool. Like, there's even guys who like tame lions, and they actually like tame like animals in like Vegas, and they do these really big shows. And I think that's really cool that they have a passion for that, and they actually do it. And I think that whatever it is, if you like modding cars, and you like actually having custom vehicles, and working in mod shops, then you should do that and become a mechanic and fix cars and do that if that's what you really enjoy doing. Because at the end of the day in life, it's always good to have a job that earns you lots of money, and that's great, having lots of money. But if you have lots of money but you're not doing a job that you enjoy, you're going to be waking up early to drive to that job that you don't enjoy. And yes, your paycheck will be nice and be able to buy nicer things, but is that what you really want to do? If you really want to go do skydiving, and you want to jump out of planes for a living, they might not pay as much, but that's a cool experience, and that's a cool thing to say in your life that you did, that you jumped out of planes. Or if you, like I said, if you study animals and you want to go look after dolphins, and actually go explore the ocean and do documentaries on animals in the sea, do that. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever limit yourself to you have to do this and you have to do this and do what everyone else does. Don't be an NPC in the world. Like, don't actually just be like a non-playable character and just do what everyone else is doing. Like, that's not the right way to live life. Like, even for me, like, none of my friends do YouTube, none of my friends make YouTube videos, but I do it because I find it fun and I think it's cool. And when my friends tell me to make a video on this or make a video on that, like, I'll do it and I think it's cool. So my friends give me ideas, I'll make videos on it, and I think it's really cool. So that's what I'm saying. Like, anything in life that you want to do, you should go and do it because you find it interesting and you find it fun. Like, shout out to my friend Alicia, because she actually gave me a really cool idea on the law of attraction, and it's really true. Like, even now, like, I'm on 1,800 subscribers, and literally like last month I was on 1,600. So I've gained like 200 subscribers in like literally about a month. And that's my point, is that because I did what I wanted to do, and I recorded videos that I like to talk about and things that I find interesting, it's cool. And I feel like when people watch them or share them, I feel like that's really cool to do that. So like I said, just enjoy the content. But like I said, in life is really short, so just pick things that you find interesting, that you find fun. And even if your friends don't or your family don't or whatever, that's fine, because at the end of the day, it's your life and you're the one who has to get out of that bed every day and live your life and live your story. And I think that that's really cool, that everyone has their own story and their own journey, and everybody's different background, different country, different food, different way of living. So just enjoy your life and do what you find fun.